There are places that do not forget blood. Forgotten battlegrounds, ruined keeps, crumbled walls where men once died. In the borderlands between England and Scotland, marshland and moor, rock and hedge, storytellers spoke of a creature that thrived in those broken places. Not a ghost, not a sceptre. Something older. Something that kept its thirst alive. They called it the Redcap. In the folklore of the Anglo-Scottish border, a redcap is not a mischievous fairy. He is malevolent. He is violent. And he is tied to ruins where violence once occurred. Redcaps are typically described as short, thick-set figures with fiery red eyes, talon-like fingers and iron-shod boots. They carry pike staffs or crude weapons, and above all, they wear a cap of bright red cloth, a cap rumoured to be soaked in the blood of those they have killed. Their name comes not from the hue of cloth, but from the stain of violence. Blood keeps them alive. If the cap dries, they die. Redcaps are said to haunt ruined castles and old keeps, places marked by suffering, betrayal or loss. Hermitage Castle, perched coldly near the River Liddle in the Scottish borders, is one ruin most associated with the legend. Among the figures most often linked to the Redcap legend is William the Soulis, a 13th to 14th century nobleman associated with Hermitage Castle. The Soulis was a real historical figure, Lord of Liddesdale, but in border folklore, his reputation curdled into something far more sinister. Over time, history and rumour tangled together, and William the Soulis became remembered not merely as a harsh lord, but as a practitioner of dark arts. According to later tradition, the Soulis kept a redcap as a familiar spirit, a creature to terrorise neighbours, children and wayfarers alike, a creature bound to him through sorcery. It was said the Redcap roamed the towers and battlements of Hermitage Castle, flinging stones at travellers, frightening children, and thirsting for blood to keep its crimson cap fresh. Some tales claim the Soulis fed prisoners to the creature. Others whisper that the Redcap whispered back, guiding his master in cruelty. Whether these accounts are embroidered myth or born from genuine fear of a ruthless noble, the legend stuck. The Soulis was eventually executed in 1321 for treason against the Scottish crown. But in local telling, his death did not end the story. The Redcap remained, because castles remember. And if Hermitage Castle ever had a familiar spirit, it would not have left easily. Descriptions from old folklore books paint a chilling picture. A small, squat figure, no taller than a child, but unnervingly broad. Long, sharp teeth like broken iron. Fingers ending in talons, perfect for clutching flesh. Fiery, glowing eyes that watch travellers in the dark. Iron boots that clanked with a sound like distant chains. And the crimson cap, dyed fresh again and again. Old writers even claimed that the Redcap would fling stones at any traveller seeking shelter within his domain, driving them mad with fear before moving in for the kill. To encounter one was not merely dangerous, it was to enter the very memory of past violence. Unlike more modern cryptids, redcaps exist mostly in stories and oral tradition, but some reported encounters passed down locally over generations add disturbing texture to the legend. In the late 1800s, locals whispered of travellers being struck by heavy stones hurled from walls after dusk. No figure was ever seen, only the echo of impact and the crimson smear where the stone fell. In the early 1900s, shepherds spoke of sudden brushes against their calves as they crossed fields near old border towers. No animal was ever found, only streaks of red on their cloaks, as though something unseen had struck and vanished. In the mid-20th century, one border roadman recalled a night fog so thick he couldn't see his own feet. In the headlights, a shape flashed across the track. Short, stocky, claws reflecting the light. No roar, no growl, just a swift, low scurry into darkness. None of these accounts were official reports. They were passed from mouth to ear, from campfire to hearth, carried forward like bitter warning. Scholars suggest the Redcap legend took shape in a region long ravaged by border conflicts, by raiders whose feuds and raids blurred the lines between human cruelty and monstrous narrative. In a land soaked with conflict, people told stories not just to entertain, but to embody fear itself. Some folk tales connect redcaps to spirits of murdered soldiers, cursed to wander and kill anew. Others see them as twisted fae, ancient beings corrupted by the violence of the land. Whatever the origin, they were not benign. They were not playful. They were predators. Traditional lore suggested redcaps rarely drifted far from ruins, but they would sometimes venture out at night to seek blood for their caps. They were extraordinarily fast, so swift that outrunning one was said to be impossible, even for a seasoned rider. Only certain lines of protection were said to repel them. Reading sacred scripture aloud, displaying a crucifix, brandishing iron. To confront a redcap was to invite a furious crimson soaked end. Imagine a broken tower, the wind slicing through empty windows, shadows pulled beneath collapsed stone. You walk closer. A column of rock overhead trembles. A stone falls nearby, not far, not accidental. A figure is just beyond sight. Iron boots scrape, talons click, and in the cold, dying light, a red hat catches the glint of blood. Some say the Redcap legend was a kind of caution, a way to keep lonely travellers from risking ruinous woods and crumbling towers, a name for the very human fear of violence in dark places. Others say belief shapes reality. Where fear lingers, so too does story. And where story lingers, sometimes something answers.